So one thing I wanted to make sure I talk about today in this khutbah is how does Iblis get you to be like him? Because, he's been rejected. He's been pushed away from Allah. So what attack is waiting for you and me when this month is over? There's lots of places in Quran Allah talks about what He's going to do and how He's going to mislead and misguide. But one particular place I wanted to highlight today is وَلَا أُضِلَّنَّهُمْ. He swore to Allah, I swear to you, he told Allah, I swear to you, I will absolutely mislead them. I will absolutely confuse them. Dalal also means confusion. I will absolutely confuse them. I will make them pick between your guidance and maybe I'll make them say to themselves, yes, Allah said this, but it's not that bad. Allah understands. It's okay. Allah is merciful, And they'll be confused. Yeah, well, Allah is merciful, so I guess it's okay. And they'll do what I want them to do. Because they'll start telling themselves, or I'll tell them things on your behalf, he'll lie on behalf of Allah, and we're going to go further and further away from what Allah actually says about Himself, and we're going to start listening to what He says about Allah. Or he'll come and tell you, Allah is so angry at you, no matter how much you fast and pray, you're a lost cause. You know what? You're going to die and burn in hell anyway, might as well go out partying. So just do your thing, man. Just at least live a little. Okay? Because you're a lost cause anyway. You're cursed anyway. وَلَا أُضِلَّنَّهُمْ. I will mislead them. He swears by it. He's very emphatic. There's no more, to say something with more exclamation isn't possible in the Arabic language. The lam is there, للقسم. Then the noon, not khafifa, thaqila is there at the end. لَا أُضِلَّنَّهُمْ. لَا أُضِلَّنَّهُمْ. It's an incredible phrase. I will absolutely, most certainly misguide them, mislead them. And by the way Shaitan misleads me is not the way that he misleads you. He uses your experience, your feelings, your emotions, your temptations, your life, your friends, your circle. He studies you. Like, how in sports, they study the opposing team and they watch previous matches? And they say, oh, this is how their defense is, this is how their offense is. He studies you. إِنَّهُمْ يَرَوْنَكُمْ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا تَرَوْنَهُمْ. They're watching you. The devils are watching you from where you can't watch them. Allah actually describes this. They're doing surveillance of you. What is your day like? When do you wake up? When do you slip? When do you tend to make a mistake? This guy, okay, every day around 8 o'clock, this is what happens, I see. Okay, let's come at him at 7:45. Or he's starting to get into this good habit. She's starting to get into this good habit. She's starting to sleep a little early. Why don't we just kind of whisper, hey, there's a new show out on Netflix. And you're free right now. Just stay up a little longer. Yeah, I can stay up a little longer. Yeah. I'll pray Maghrib Isha a little later. So it's still nighttime. It's not Fajr yet. And then you pass out on the... No, I'll just close my eyes for a second. I'm going to make wudu. I will make wudu. Next thing you know, it's Dhuhr. And they're giving each other high fives. They study you. They study your weaknesses. They use those against you. They manipulate you. This is وَلَا أُضِلَّنَّهُمْ. But he doesn't stop there. He says, I will mislead them. But what's one of his most powerful attacks? How will it fill? How will it take the next step? وَلَا أُمَنِّيَنَّهُمْ. I will fill them with false hopes. I will give him so many lies that will make him feel or her feel better about themselves, and they'll start believing them. False hopes, umniya. Umniya means a wish that's not going to happen. You're fine, Allah is not upset with you. You're okay. Everything's okay. Why are you making such a big deal out of this, man? Relax, okay, it's just one prayer you missed. It's not like you're going to hell. Easy. Okay, yeah, fine. Maybe what I said was backbiting, but they deserved it. Allah knows how messed up they are too, So, you start filling yourself with hope that the sin you commit, the sin I commit, whether it's the sin of our tongue or our eyes or our hands or whatever else, is not so bad. It's okay. Relax. You're being too hard on yourself. وَلَا أُمَنِّيَنَّهُمْ. Pat you down, go back to sleep. Easy. Take it easy on yourself. He will fill you with false hopes as to what makes you happy. You'll start telling yourself lies. You'll tell yourself, if I don't have this, I can't be happy. And whatever that this is for you, that's your problem. I don't know, and I don't want to know. But whatever this is that you think will make you happy, he'll make sure it's something that you get to by disobeying Allah, or that thing itself is haram. And you say, without this, how can I be happy? I need this because that's where my hope lies. Without it, I'll die. وَلَأُمَنِّيَنَّهُمْ. And you will keep, and He will fill you with those hopes, those wishes, those dreams, over and over again. You're obsessed with them. That's all you're thinking about, is what you desire, what you want to attain. And it's not even coming from you. Every time you forget, and you wake up a little, and you start remembering Allah, or finding your purpose again, He'll come back and make you think about the wrong thing again, and again, and again. And you'll go back, and go back, and go back. And He says, I will absolutely do this, and I will do this continuously. I will keep at him and keep at him and keep at him. First, I'll figure out for every man and every woman, what is it that their weakness is? What is it that they desire? What is it that they wish they had? And once I figure that out, after observing them, then I'll keep hitting them with it. To the point where they're so obsessed with it, they'll do anything to get it. And when someone's willing to do anything to get what they desire, that is when he attacks with his final attack. وَلَآمُرَنَّهُمْ. Then I'll tell them what to do. I'll command them at that point. And He's no longer suggesting. Before it's waswasa, it's just a whisper. It's just a try to confuse you, try to fill you with hope. But once He's got you hypnotized, once He's got you on lockdown, now He doesn't have to ask you what to do. Now He doesn't have to suggest. Now He'll just tell you what to do and you'll do it. If you don't do this, you're not going to get what you want. Okay, fine, I'll do it. I don't care about anything else. I just want to do this and I don't care. The words I don't care will become very easy for you to say. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to do whatever. Whatever will become your word. Because now nothing gets in the way of you and the umniyah He filled you in. The hopes that He hypnotized you with. This is His attack. This is what's waiting for us. And by the time that happens, by the time He gets to the stage where He can tell you what to do, by the time you and I are so duped that whatever our temptation, our desire, our greed is, we're ready to fall into it, dive right in, then you know what's happened? My whims, my desires have become greater than Allah. It's no longer Allahu Akbar. Then you can pray and you can start your prayer with Allahu Akbar, but those are just words now. They don't actually mean anything anymore. They're just empty words. How is Allah Akbar? Then you become, and I become, like the people described in Surah Al-Jathiyah. Allah Azza wa Jalla says, أَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَاهُ وَأَضَلَّهُ اللَّهُ عَلَى عِلْمٍ. Have you seen the one that takes his temptations, his whims, his desires, and turns them into their God? Their desires become their God. And Allah allows them to be misled even though they have knowledge. By the way, the first one who allowed his desire, and his desire was recognition, by the way, Shaitan's desire was recognition. He let that become his God. And Allah allowed him to be misled even though he knows Allah. So it won't even, that's the scary part about this. This month, maybe, inshallah, you spend some things learning about Allah's book. Maybe you spent time learning about Allah's Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Maybe you learned some things you didn't know before. Your ilm increased. Your knowledge of Allah increased. But let me tell you something. Just because knowledge increases, it does not necessarily mean that guidance increases with it. Shaitan has plenty of knowledge. And for him, it's not even knowledge of the unseen. He's seen the angels. He's seen Allah. He's seen the conversation. He's had direct conversation with Allah. He's seen the Messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's seen Ibrahim alayhi salam. He's seen the truth. He knows it. He saw the angels coming when the battle of Badr was happening and the Sahaba were going into battle. They didn't see the legion of angels behind them. He did. He ran away. He saw the angels. And after knowing all of that, he still disobeys. You know what that teaches us? When someone follows the footsteps of Shaitan, he gets them so good that knowledge doesn't even help. Even if they have ilm. وَأَضَلَّهُ اللَّهُ عَلَى عِلْمٍ. Despite, يعني على الرغم من العلم. Even if they have knowledge, it won't matter. It just won't matter. Somebody will advise you and you'll just say, I know. And you'll still do what you were going to do. Yeah, I already know that, okay? When you say, yeah, I already know that, but whatever, or I don't care, then what good is that ilm? What's the point of it? There are two dimensions of knowledge. There's knowledge up here, there's knowledge in here. Here it stays. Here it goes away. This one goes away. When we do takbir, there are two dimensions of takbir. There's takbir here, there's takbir here. This is the one Allah wants. وَلِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ, based on the way He guided you. Then He says, وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ, so you can be grateful. And this is actually Allah's key. I demonstrated to you these 3 attacks of shaitan today. But what I wanted to end with is Allah's key. How is it that we're going to stay away and be able to fight successfully against shaitan? One of the keys to that, one of the fundamental keys to that is our gratitude. We have to constantly think of everything Allah has done for us. You know, when someone does a lot of things for you, then you're ashamed to do something against them. When you recognize that. I'm reminded of Yusuf alayhi salam, who tried to remind the woman who was trying to seduce him, إِنَّهُ رَبِّي أَحْسَنَ مَثْوَايَ. My master, meaning also including the one whose house this was, has been good to me. Why would I do this? When someone's been good to you, then, and you recognize that, then you have a really hard time hurting them, or disobeying them, or being disloyal to them, cheating them. When you and I can remember everything that Allah does for us over and over again, remind ourselves, what is it that Allah does for us? What is it that He does for us? Then it will be easier to obey Him. The opposite is also true, please remember that. Shaitan will always remind you what Allah did not do for you. Please remember this. Shaitan will remind you what Allah did not do for you. Man, you got sick, you haven't been cured. Look at what happened to you, you lost your job. Why did Allah let that happen? Why are these people treating me this way? Why is Allah letting these people treat me this way? Why is Allah doing this? Why is Allah doing that? Why isn't He changing my situation? Why isn't He giving me relief? You're always going to be thinking about what Allah is not doing. And when you think about what Allah is not doing, then Allahu Akbar goes away. Then what you want takes precedence. And so at the end of the ayat of Ramadan, Allah teaches us that if we remain grateful to Allah, not think about the complaints, what Allah hasn't done for us, but rather focus our minds on what He has in fact done for us. وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. If you were to try to count the favor of Allah, you wouldn't be able to encircle it. You wouldn't be able to grasp even one favor of Allah and how much it benefits you. If you can, your mindfulness of Allah's favors can be a constant thing for you, then you will be able to retain the greatness of Allah. But if that gratitude is not there and that's replaced with complaining, then it's actually, complaining is the sunnah of shaitan. He complained, how come you let this one how come you give this one honor? I'm better. I deserve better. And when anybody says, I deserve better from Allah, they're actually following the footsteps of shaitan. When doesn't have to be about sajda of Adam alayhi salam. He'll make you do your own form of rebellion. By dismissing the gratitude you and I are supposed to have to Allah. The believer primarily obeys Allah not because of fear. The believer primarily obeys Allah because of gratitude. That is why the Fatiha, the Quran begins with Alhamdulillah. And after we say Alhamdulillah, we accept Him as Rabb. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. That's why. And so this is the core lesson that we take out of Ramadan. Be mentally prepared. That difficult times are coming. As soon as Eid comes, shaitan will come hard. And some of us, the biggest disobediences we do to Allah is at Eid, which is crazy. You're going to get invited to Eid parties, which you should go and eat. But then when you go there, people are sitting together and backbiting, and people are making fun of how these people are dressed, and look at their kids, they don't even behave properly, and this one and that one, and stories about the community. What are you doing? This is what you're celebrating? You're celebrating the coming together. The Quran brought us together, and now we're celebrating it by ripping each other to shreds? By forgetting about Allah? Man, I haven't watched a movie for like 30 days. What's out on Eid Day? We're planning our disobedience already ahead of time. Don't do that to yourself. Don't make Eid a time of celebrating disobedience to Allah again. Make Eid a time to be grateful. Make Eid a time when you buy your children gifts, buy better gifts for your children to give those who don't have. Make them grateful for what they have and make them people of giving. True gratitude is when we become people of sadaqah. So may Allah Azza wa Jal make us people of sadaqah this coming Ramadan. And at the end of this Ramadan, may Allah Azza wa Jal allow us to reap all of the benefits of this Ramadan and grant all of us and our families forgiveness and guidance. And may Allah Azza wa Jal give us the strength and the guidance that we need, that we're supposed to get out of Ramadan to sustain ourselves against the attacks of shaitan for the rest of this year. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Qur'an al-Hakim wa nafa'ani wa iyyakum bil ayati wa dhikri al-Hakim.